Hey, from the Collins Creatures. Today I'm at ZooAmerica and I'm currently inside the striped skunk enclosure, as today I'm going to be talking about striped skunks and answering the question, can you keep a skunk as a pet? This is Tulip, the skunk that is on display, and she is nibbling on some peanut butter. And because this enclosure is not really the best for filming a full video, I'm going to head inside to one of the edge rooms and film the rest of the video with a different skunk. Today I am at ZooAmerica in one of the education buildings with Daisy, one of their education striped skunks. And today I'm going to be talking about striped skunks and answer the question, can you keep a skunk as a pet? The scientific name of the striped skunk is Mephitis mephitis, and striped skunks are highly adaptable animals living in all 48 of the contiguous United States, also living in southern Canada and northern Mexico. They live in all sorts of habitats like woodlands, grasslands, rocky outcrops, and in suburban areas as well as urban areas if there is a large enough park for them to live in. So you may even find a striped skunk in your backyard. The striped skunk is a small mammal related to weasels, getting around 20 to 30 inches in length, including the tail. Their coat is primarily black with twin white stripes going down their back and a singular white stripe on the front of their face. Their tail is bushy with black, white, and gray fur. They walk plantigrade, meaning that their toes and metatarsals touch the ground like how people walk. Their soles are bare, and they have very long claws that they use to grab onto food as well as dig. Striped skunks are mostly nocturnal, foraging for food at night, though they may be active during the day. And skunks have a big reputation for their putrid-smelling musk that they store in 2 scent glands, with one being on either side of the anus that they spray towards threats. Skunks get a bad rep for their musk because while this oily and smelly substance is quite terrible, skunks are quite shy and really don't want to spray at all. These glands can only hold about 15 milliliters each, and a skunk can run out of musk, which leaves them defenseless, so they really only use it as a last resort, instead usually stamping, charging, or running away if they can. Luckily, the mere thought of the spray keeps most predators aside from birds of prey away, as birds of prey do not have a sense of smell. If you see a skunk in the wild, give it space and leave it alone, so it won't feel the need to spray you. Striped skunks are the second highest vector for rabies, only behind the raccoon, so be careful around skunks, especially if they're acting strangely. In the wild, skunks eat a lot of things, like insects and other invertebrates, carrion, berries, and if they live in or near residential areas, they'll feed off of unsecured food refuse and pet foods, which, while they will eat it, it isn't particularly healthy for them. The life expectancy of a skunk in the wild is only 2 to 3 years due to predation and disease, but in captivity they can live 10 to 15 years. So now I'm going to answer the question, can you keep a skunk as a pet? And well, yes, you can keep a skunk as a pet, at least in a few places. While in some states you can legally keep a skunk as a pet, most states have outlawed this. In Pennsylvania, where we are, you can keep a skunk as a pet so long as you purchase it from a USDA licensed breeder in the state, as importing skunks into Pennsylvania is illegal, and you must have a license from the Game Commission in order to keep one. So now I'm going to talk about the care of a captive striped skunk in case you were wanting to keep one. Pretty much all captive skunks have been descented, meaning that their spray glands that hold the musk were removed surgically, though skunks still do have a smell to them. Skunks are normally given the run of the house when they are captive, as much as one would give their cat, but there should still be a place in the house for the skunk to den, like a dog crate or other structure to provide security. Skunks, like dogs and cats, need attention, and they need a lot. So if they are not interacted with or given things to play with, they'll become destructive, which normally amounts to digging and gnawing on things you don't want them to, such as furniture. Skunks need to be fed a proper diet, and as captive skunks tend to be more sedentary than wild skunks on average, they need to be given a different diet to accommodate for this. Most places feed their skunks a Missouri omnivore diet, which is appropriate for skunks, though if you can't find this, you can give them a high-quality dry dog food, but not cat food as it's more fatty. Then you can also give them greens and veggies and insects, and occasionally a hard-boiled egg of the truth. We're keeping Daisy occupied using peanut butter and her daily diet. And it's important to give calcium supplementation when you're feeding a captive skunk, as like with Opie, the opossum from one of my previous videos, they can get metabolic bone disease. So you should not have your skunk declawed, as they use their claws for holding on to food, though you should have them trimmed regularly to keep them at a healthy length. Also, skunks are recommended to be spayed/neutered for temperament reasons. Skunks need to be vaccinated for distemper and rabies. Both Daisy and Tulip, the outdoor skunk, are vaccinated for both feline distemper and rabies. Other veterinary issues are that skunks can get worms as well as rectal prolapse. So skunks can actually be litter trained like a cat, as they are naturally latrine animals, meaning they only use the bathroom in certain locations. And there's actually other training that ZooAmerica does with Daisy. So I'm going to introduce Kelly and Heather, who are going to be demonstrating the training of Daisy.
So Daisy here has a couple of husbandry behaviors that she'll do. The one is being able to station onto her scale. And then the other one that we're able to do is actually having her do voluntary nail trims. Those nails do naturally get very long. So being able to have one of us station her up onto this perch, then we are able to trim her nails and she does not get bothered by having those little nails trimmed.
So if you're keeping a skunk as a pet, learning these trainings may be helpful in making sure that your skunk stays happy and healthy. Because skunks can still have an odor even after being descented, some people may not want to keep their skunk indoors. So you can build an outdoor enclosure. So let's go out to see ZooAmerica's outdoor skunk enclosure. So if you don't want to keep your skunk as an indoor pet, you can always build an outdoor enclosure like ZooAmerica has for Tulip. In Tulip, just make sure it is safe from predators using like how this mesh is. And ZooAmerica's enclosure has all sorts of things to make sure that Tulip stays healthy, like these rocks to help keep her nails in check, as well as that log hide that she likes to go inside of. And she can't get out because it has a solid bottom. So while yes, you can keep a skunk as a pet in some states, I would definitely not recommend it, as they can be destructive, dangerous, and if given improperly cared for, given a poor life. So while yes, you can keep a skunk as a pet, and some may be successful in doing it, it is very hard, and I would not recommend it for the reasons previously discussed. So that is, can you keep a skunk as a pet? I'd like to thank ZooAmerica for allowing me to use both Tulip and Daisy in my video. I hope you learned a lot about skunks, and I certainly learned a lot while researching for this video. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and I will stick some on Colin's Creatures.